What can you tell us about Daniel? Is this to be his last race this year in an RB?
Well, look, these things are under constant review, and there is obviously a much bigger picture other than just Daniel as we, continue to look at all of our options, as we move forward. Now, there's a natural break coming, with effectively almost a month's gap to the next race. So it's only natural that you'll take stock and consider, all of those options for the final part of the year.
Is it on a knife's edge, and can Daniel's performance this weekend still influence the direction of the decisions?
I think it's not to the detriment of Daniel. We know how he's performed. We've got a lot of data. We've got a lot of knowledge where Daniel is. I think, as I say, there's a much bigger picture within the whole, driver merry-go-round of, what does the future look like? So, inevitably, we'll sit down during this 3-week period of off time and consider all of those options. The Red Bull system, it does demand, results and demand performance. And of course, Max is delivering. Checo has been under-delivering this year. Last year he did a good job or good enough job to finish second in the championship and be constructors, champion. And I think we're having to look further down the road. We've got some great talent. We've got Liam Lawson on the bench. We're not quite sure. Looking at the likes of Colapinto and Bierman and Antonelli, is he at that level? Only time will tell. We've got Isaac Hajar in Formula 2 that's been until recently leading that championship. We've got a very exciting young talent that I'm particularly excited about in F3, Arvid Lindblad. So we've got depth in our junior program, and that's why there's a natural point in time.
Right now,
We've got a gap now, but we just want to take time to consider what do those options look like for the future. And look, we're not afraid to go out of the pool. George Russell is out of contract at the end of next year. It'd be foolish not to take that into consideration. There are other drivers, talented drivers, that could well be out of contract as well.
Are there any truth to the rumour that there's a release clause that could potentially have been exercised if Liam Lawson didn't get into a car in the latter part of this season? Is that anything you can comment on? And what are his strengths?
I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of drivers' contracts. There's privacy between the company and the individuals. But Liam, the job that he did for us last year in the V-Cup car was very impressive. Now, we talk experience, over that, because Daniel was our banker for, if Sergio were to drop the ball. And Daniel's had a reasonable season, but it hasn't been a stellar year. Now, the question is how good is Liam? And, sometimes difficult decisions have to be made in order to get those answers. Now, we'll sit down with all of those options available to us during this next 3-week gap.
Can I move to this weekend?
If you could do what you want.
With pleasure.
Will that be okay with you, Christian?
Absolutely.